What if I told you I get thousands of qualified leads every single week without going viral? This is what my calendar looked like yesterday without me chasing leads, spamming content, or even going viral. But this doesn't just work for me. One of my clients literally booked in 90 calls in a single day and made $53,000 from this exact system. And all this system does is it turns curiosity into conversations and conversations into clients. And the crazy part, every single lead starts with one thing, a simple, unique video that most people would scroll right past. Now let me show you how it works. But before I do, let me quickly dive into the biggest lie you've ever been told. Going viral will flood your calendar with warm leads. See, when I first started posting content, I was obsessed with one metric only, views. I thought virality was the answer to all my problems in my business. And I learned the hard way that views doesn't equal money. I spent hours making videos that blew up, but I wasn't getting a single qualified lead, not a single DM, not a single person coming to me and wanting to work with me. That's when I realized I didn't need to reach everyone. I just needed to reach the right people and get them to stick around long enough to actually trust me. See, virality doesn't mean volume. It means volatility. Because the people who go viral aren't necessarily the ones who are getting paid the most. They're just the ones getting played by all the different algorithms. So instead of chasing attention, I built a system that conditions attention. And that's what produces me and all my clients thousands of leads every single week. With that out of the way, let me share exactly how I get 1,000 qualified leads per week for myself and all my clients so you can copy it for your own business. This whole system stems from a very top of funnel thing, which are my trial reels. And here's exactly how I lay them out. The first thing I do is I do not give out a ton of value. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Isaiah, don't I have to give out a ton of value on Instagram for my dream client to follow me? No, but let me explain why. There's thousands of people in your exact niche who are spamming out value-driven content to your ICP. Now, unless you're an industry leader, you will simply be getting the leftovers from that industry leader. So by trying to spam out value to your ICP, you now have just made yourself blend in with all of your competition. So now you're probably asking the question of, okay, well now, how do I stand out? And this is the exact point in which people get it all wrong. Assuming that you are not an industry leader, there's always going to be people who have a bigger budget for production, and there's always going to be people who have more social proof and more client wins. But if we really break this down, none of that really matters. Because if you can build an authentic connection with your viewer while simultaneously having them look at you as an authority figure, then you finally hit the jackpot. Because your prospects buy from people who make them feel a similar emotion to what they're currently feeling. So if you open up about your journey, your dream client is going to see themselves in the position that you used to be in, which makes them trust you a lot more. I'll give you the perfect example for myself. Instead of making a trial reel about here's how to scale your consulting offer to $100,000 per month, I made a video with the hook of I just lost out on a $20,000 deal and I couldn't be any happier. Let me break down the difference between the two hooks and why one did significantly better than the other. See, my dream client has probably heard the first hook a million times by now. They've also probably had 30 other people tell them exactly how to scale to $100K per month. So why would they listen to my advice or even watch my video? I am just a random person on Instagram who they're just seeing for the very first time. But the second hook invokes curiosity and it's super unique. The hook of how I lost out on a $20,000 deal is unique to my exact experience. And that's something that no one else can copy. I can relate this to a unique mechanism name. Say, Brett Scales says freelance brand scaling instead of SMA because his name sounds unique, which in turn means that people are more curious about it. And when people are curious, they're way more likely to watch the hook of your video. And as long as you deliver on the promise you made in the hook, your ideal client will continue watching the video. You also need to talk to everyone in your market in your trial reels. This is something I see everyone mess up. So for example, if you're a Make Money Online consultant, instead of talking about your specific niche, talk about making money online as a whole. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a TikTok shop consultant. Instead of making trial reels like here's how to make $10,000 per month with TikTok shop, or here's how to make the perfect hook for a TikTok shop video, you should instead be making videos for everyone who wants to make money online. So an example of this would be the minute I hit my first $10,000 a month with my online biz, I immediately reinvested every dollar back into a mentor. Here's why. The only goal with these trial reels are to get my ideal clients to follow me. Now, before I go into step number 2, I want to dive into one of the biggest misconceptions people have. They think content works because of luck, but content works because of conditioning. Virality creates dopamine. consistency creates demand. And once you realize that, once you stop chasing spikes and start building systems, you'll never stress over the algorithm ever again. My content might get a few hundred views, but 100 of those views are from my ideal clients who've seen 10 plus of my videos. That's why me and my clients always win. Now let me dive into step number 2 of my system. So now that my prospect is following me, they start to see a different side of me. The entertainment got their attention, but the nurture content gets their trust. This is where I post stories that show results, but here's a twist. I just don't post proof. I post psychological proof. When I show clients who make $300K per month, I don't just say they made $300K per month. I show exactly what they were struggling with before, and I showed exactly what I did to help them scale to $300K per month while attaching an emotion to it. Because that's what the viewer relates to. They're not thinking, can he make me money? They're thinking, can he fix my problem? And that's why every story I post is built to answer that one question. Then I end it with a small curiosity-driven CTA. That one CTA creates dozens of warm conversations for me because they're no longer cold, they are conditioned. This is a majority of people who won't bite on the story CTA. Some of my prospects just follow me, and that's fine because every new follower gets the same DM from me. Hey name, appreciate the follow. Are you just enjoying the content, or are you looking to achieve X goal? That line looks simple, but it's the key that unlocks the whole system. Because here's what it does. It immediately makes the relationship personal. It separates the watchers from the buyers, and it turns every follower into a potential conversation. From there, I don't pitch. You do not want to pitch here. I just ask questions, listen, and send them the one piece of content that will help them out the most right now. Here's where everything connects. When someone gets a YouTube link from me, it's not random. It's perfectly matched to where they are in the buyer's journey. If they're stuck on generating leads, I send them this video. If they're struggling to close, I send them how to trigger prospects to pay in full. Every YouTube video continues the conversation I had started in the DMs. And every video ends with a soft CTA that brings them to apply to work with me or watch one of my client interviews. And the best part is that most people that do watch the entire video end up binging my other content. So they're consuming hours and hours of my content. So even if they don't have the investment to work with me right now, because some people don't, when they do have the investment available, they're going to have consumed so much of my content that they're going to come back to me wanting to piff me in the DMs. And this has happened several times before. That's what I call a closed loop ecosystem. My content doesn't end when the video ends. It continues the moment they want the next step. So if you want a content system that helps you get leads even while you sleep, then this is exactly what I build for my clients. Inside my consulting program, I'll help you create top of funnel content that attracts the right people, build belief-driven nurture content that makes people want to work with you, and set up your DM plus YouTube ecosystem so every post compounds into qualified leads. There's a link at the top of the description where you can apply and book in a free one-on-one strategy call with me personally.